Welcome back to the 2022 Nitto Tires Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California. I am Miles Hasquist. Alongside me is Mrs. Pam Hall, and we are about to kick off the 4,400 prelim heat number 1. The top 5 will advance. And this is a 5-lap race, so it's going to be very, very exciting. So that's going to kick off here just momentarily, right around 11:30, and then at right around high noon, we're going to kick off prelim heat number 2. And again, another 5 laps go to there. Then we'll take a quick lunch break. And then at 1:30, we'll kick off the 4,800 LCQ, the top 5 advance for that. That'll be a quick 3-lap little race. And then at 2 p.m., it'll be the UTV main event. That'll be 6 laps. At 2:30, we'll have the 4,600 main event. And then at 2:45, directly after that, we'll have the 170 UTV main. I know it's not on the screen there, but we did squeeze that in. So the UTV 170 main event will be at 2:45. And then at 3 p.m., Pam, what do we got? Or 3:30, what do we got?
At 3:30, we'll have the 4,800 main event. So the top 5 from each heat race and the top 5 from the LCQ will be going for 6 laps. And then at 4 o'clock, we have the 4,400 LCQ. The top 5 will advance to the main event. There we'll be doing 3 laps. And then at 4:30, the 4,500 main event. They will be doing 6 laps. 5 o'clock, we're doing driver introductions and track maintenance for the 4,400 main event. That will be starting at 5:30. And top 5 from each heat race and top 5 from the LCQ will be doing 8 laps of that 4,400 main event.
It's going to be wild. But, yeah, getting ready to kick off next will be the 4,400 heat race number 1. Let's flip back again to the track. We'll give you a quick rundown of the map. So we start on your top left, running counterclockwise. We start just below the Nitto booth at the start-finish. Take a long right-hand sweeper. Then it's a drag race down to the kingpin corner there at the finger.
And there is a little, about halfway down there is a little bit of a kicker.
Yep. And then they turn a hard left 180 around the kingpin 180, and then it's the rigid rhythm section. That's shown to goof up some people. Chad Jesse today. It got Travis Riley during practice, and then it's on up to the Gomez tree jump, and then another Yukon launch. And there's 2 big jumps on the backside. The big cars, they're going to be over 80 miles an hour, probably sniffing that 90. And then it's a left drifter into the Gunite drop where there's 2 or 3 different lines down that, then a little wiggle section into the Bronco boulders, another little rock garden, and then into the Roccaro rocks, and then a left-hand sweeper into that start-finish. So there's the 1 point. Yeah, it's a 1.28 mile lap, and they will be doing 5 laps here just in a second.
And you're mentioning there's a rock section right before the Roccaro rocks. That rock section was literally just put in. That's why we don't have a name for it. So, I don't know. I'm not sure what we should name it, but it claimed 1 victim today.
Yeah, it got Andrew Gorman a little bit. We saw that's
Justin
where
Hall.
Justin Hall. That's where he we were talking to some John Matthews. He was heading around the start-finish turn and caught a rut, and that's how it flipped him over. We caught up with the Goodalls, and they were having some issues with a knuckle, so they're welding it back under, so they should be going. And it sounded like Justin Hall he hit a rock too hard and split his gearbox, and that's what caught fire on his. So some pretty bad luck out there. But they'll get them back going and be racing here very shortly.
Yes, and we have all the 4,400s that are out in the first heat race getting out there ready to line up. And off the line first is going to be the number 218 of Mr. Paul Wolf. And he's been one to reckon with out here for sure. He's the new guy in class that has came out here, and he's making a name for himself with the 4,400 class. He's been racing UTVs for quite some time. He is a Can-Am athlete. He has been out at King of the Hammers. He has won the shootout. He's a very well-seasoned racer, but he is brand new to the 4,400 class.
Not brand new. This is his 3rd race in this car.
Yes, as of this year. His first race in the Dan Wyrick, he bought it from Dan Wyrick, so it's his old car. He came out here, raced it with the NorCal Rock Racing Series. He ended up on the 2nd position at that race.
And then won Moab after that. So starting right next to Paul Wolf, number 82, Mr. J.P. Gomez.
And then the number 30 position, the number 19 of Mr. Paul Horschel.
Next to him, ADD Racing with number 888, Cody Addington.
And then in that 5th position, the number 98 of Jordan Pellegrino.
And then our current king at number 83, Raul Gomez.
And then the number number 7, in 7th position, the number 35, Miss Bailey Campbell.
In 8th position, number 86, Marcos Gomez.
And then in the 9th position, the 424 of Tyson Shell.
Last but certainly not least, in 10th position, 4475, Edwin Abb.
And Edwin just had his son Peter out there in the 170 race just right before we took our small break.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the father-son out there, watching each other out there racing and all that. So there's that front runners. It's Paul Wolf and J.P. Gomez. Looks like J.T. Taylor's getting ready to take him on that little sight lap.
The little lineup lap.
So they can do their rolling start into this 1.28-mile loop. They'll do 5 laps. It's going to be some high action. This is the biggest and baddest names in our sport. So, again, thank you to the Off-Road Syndicate, Mid-America Outdoors, Progressive, 4-Wheel Parts, Optima Batteries, Monster Energy, Bronco, Ford, Can-Am, King of the Hammers, Ultimax Belts, Keen Shocks, Nitto Tires, VP Racing Fuels, Griffin Race Raiders, Lejeune, and Holly EFI. So please support who supports the sport.
And you can see right now on screen, they are getting their brakes all set up, making sure everything's not getting them set up. They're already set up, but JT is doing the pace car right now, and they are going to be taking off. And they're doing 4 laps, I believe. No, 5 laps, excuse me. Yep. 5 laps.
And then I think right around 2 o'clock, our own Rich Kundle, who is a pastor for the Hessel Church out of Sebastopol, California, is going to do a little prayer. We'll do our national anthem and get everything kicked off, so we wanted to give them a little shout-out to Hessel Church. Rich Kundle will be doing the prayer for that. So he did during our drivers meeting yesterday, and it was awesome, so great to see him out here supporting us. And that's Carly's dad, so it's cool to Carly's one of our core teammates, so it's cool to see the whole family come together.
And he was out here the other day helping us set up. So he actually came out on Wednesday. They lived close by. And he was helping us set up the canopy for the merchandise trailer. He's just been out here being a big old help. And, it's one thing you want and what we normally do is a prayer before race. So here he is doing that for us.
So we're going to do a rolling start with J.P. Gomez and Paul Wolf up front, and it's going to be a drag race. And look at the field we have in front of us. This is going to be absolutely awesome. With Paul Wolf, J.P. Gomez, Paul Horschel, Cody Addington, Jordan Pellegrino, Raul Gomez, Bailey Campbell, Marcos Gomez, Tyson Shell, and Edwin Abb. That is some heavy hitters.
And Tyson Shell's new to...
Yeah, he bought Bailey Cole's old Trent Fab car. So it's going to be really wild. But 2 Jomez Thompson-built machines, the UFOs up front.
Jomez, that's so funny. We just ran into Jomez, and he's like, really, Miles? Really?
And I said, hey, you gave me some information to give your brother some crap, so he's giving you some crap. So it's all in good fun with the Thompsons. So it's a drag race.
Line.
And Paul Wolf with the early little lead, and it looks like, yes, Paul Wolf with the whole shot drags a little wide, but Paul Horschel is hot on his heels. And look at J.P. Gomez. Wow, this is going to be awesome.
These UFO cars are really good for short course because the way they're built, they have the wider stance, and on short course, you definitely like a wider stance.
But look at Paul Horschel takes the inside line at the Kingpin 180 and sticks it.
And he's in
Paul Horschel
place.
Gets around. So going through the rigid rhythm section, Paul Wolf out front once again, but Paul Horschel with that huge big block horsepower trying to chase him down. But J.P. Gomez is right there too.
Exactly. And Paul Wolf has already been out on race course this morning, so he's already partially warmed up for race day. Look at that
the
drone
Yukon
footage.
launch. They are absolutely sending it up that hill over 80 miles an hour. I'm gonna say sneaking up at 90.
We need to have a camera right there that has their speedometer on it.
That would be awesome. Yep.
Oh, and launching down. You were taking a drink, but J.P. Gomez just launched down that gunite section.
And it looks like Jordan Grimes, if you lost your credit card, it's down at the Ultra 4 merchandise trailer, so go check that out. Jordan Grimes.
Let's see who's going to make it out of the rock section. It looks like it's going to be Mr. Paul Wolf.
And look at that. J.P. Gomez got around Paul Horschel once again. And there's Cody Addington. Raul Gomez, our current king. Oh, and look at Paul Wolf getting a little wild. The wild man himself in that rock section.
That's the bucking Bronco section right there.
Exactly.
Hey, we can name it Bunky Bronco.
I like it.
Bucking Bronco.
So it is still Paul Wolf, number 1, J.P. Gomez, number 2, Paul Horschel, number 3, Cody Addington in that 4th position, and right now it's Marcos Gomez in the transfer spot, but his brother Raul is right behind him. Then it's Bailey Campbell Tyson Shell and Jordan Pellegrino. We've got a race on our hands.
Yes, we do, and it's awesome to see them right now with the drone footage. They're going into that King Hairpin 180.
And I turned around just for a second, and I'm looking down, and it's Brendan Thompson and Darian Gomez watching the race, and they gave each other a big fist pump, and they're going back to their cars because they're qualifying here in just a little bit.
So what was the fastest time yesterday?
Well, it was a 1:30 flat by Brian Crofts.
So Mr. Paul Wolf just broke it at 1:26, 1:15.
Race, and that's with the rock section.
Launching.
Look at those two UFOs just flying through the air.
Yes, exactly. Adding that Bronco Boulder section in, that's awesome. That they just picked up 4 seconds on the lap time.
And JP's sticking a nose in at the Gunite section, and Paul Wolf is feeling the pressure side by side. JP Gomez and Paul Wolf putting on a show.
Well, and this right here, it looks like JP checked up just a little bit right there, or he might have a right rear.
Going into the Bronco Boulders, we'll see who comes out the other side first, but it is still Paul Wolf out front.
And JP is trailing closely behind.
They blow by the Amsoil hot pits, and they are all over the throttle.
A right rear or a left rear going down, it looks like. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. It looked like it.
I don't see it, but you may. And there's our ticker up there. So Paul Wolf,
he definitely
Gomez,
does not.
Horschel, Addington, Gomez, Campbell, Pellegrino, Shell, and Nichols.
Wow.
Where is Paul Horschel? He dropped out. So what happened to Paul Horschel? Not sure.
I know he was running so good.
Tyson Shell just left the Amsoil hot pits.
It looks like Paul Horschel is at the exit down there by the Bronco Boulders. You guys can't see on screen, but that's what it looks like. He is.
So tough break for Paul Horschel, but it's still Paul Wolf out front in that first position. Then it's JP Gomez, Cody Addington, Raul Gomez, and Marcos Gomez.
JP has his right rear just. JP does have something going on with his right rear. See? On screen?
Yep. So this is a 5-lap race. They've only finished, 2 laps? So we're not even halfway through. So JP Gomez may have to head into the Amsoil hot pits. What a great race we have for the 2022 Netto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA just outside of Folsom, California. On screen in the Bronco Boulder Field is Mr. Paul Wolf. He has had a lot of success. This is only his 3rd race in that car, his 2nd race with Mid-America Outdoors and Ultra 4.
JP is still on the tail, but we can see that there's something going on with his right rear.
I'm going to put a visual. He blows by the Amsoil hot pit, so he's going to still race because only the top 5 advance out of this race. So can that Nitto tire hold up?
It looks like something. It doesn't look like the tire. It looks like something's loose. Maybe the wheel or something might be loose.
So Paul Wolf still out front. There's Jordan Pellegrino in the Lamborghini.
Yeah, he's having trouble coming around this corner. You can see it's kind of camber is out a little bit on it.
Yeah, definitely something going on the right rear of JP Gomez. Tough luck for him. Hopefully it can hold together.
But he's holding on to that number 2 spot right now.
Yep, only 2 laps remaining in the 4,400 heat race number 1. The top 5 advance in this 5-lap race.
And we have Paul Wolf out front in that number 1 position. JP Gomez, number 82, in that 2 position. Cody Addington, the 888 in 3rd. Raul Gomez, the number 83, in that 4th position. Marcos Gomez, number 86, in that 5th position. Bailey Campbell, number 35, in that 6th position.
Paul Wolf just hitting the Yukon launch, getting ready to do this left-hand drifter down the Gunite section. Lots of action all over this race course. The grandstands is starting to fill in, and everybody is having fun today here at the Prairie City SVRA for the Nitto Tire Stampede.
I'm starting to think that this short course racing or this 4,400 class is right up Paul Wolf's sleeves.
Absolutely. It's pretty cool to see.
We were just over talking with Dan and Stacy Wywick, and they were thinking, when they had this car up for sale and Paul Wolf was getting in it, what other better person coming into this sport that's very well seasoned in rocks to, purchase the car? Well, he's not a car owner. He is the car driver.
Yeah, Chris Hickman purchased that car. Mm-hmm. There's Marcos Gomez, Bailey Campbell still battling it out.
And Paul Wolf's lap time went down quite a bit the last time around. can see why. I mean, if he doesn't have somebody right on his tail. But JP Gomez is still not too far behind. So what a lot of drivers do if they have an issue with their car, they learn to adapt, especially in a situation like this. You don't want to let up. You want to keep pushing it as hard as you can as long as your car is going.
And how awesome is this? All three Gomez brothers are out there racing. Darian, Raul's son, will be racing in the next heat, but having three Gomez brothers on the track at the one time, always something fun to watch. There's Jordan Pellegrino in the Lamborghini. Oh, there's Tyson Schell really
Just
pushing
made a
hard.
pass.
So Raul and Marcos are still battling it out as we see Paul Wolf and JP Gomez coming through the rigid rhythm section, now hitting the Yukon launch.
So as we were talking about earlier, a lot of the drivers.
Oh, something just came off of.
Hopefully it wasn't his right rear.
I think the right rear is getting worse and worse for JP Gomez.
As you can see, the dust cloud for sure. So
he'll be coming in the screen here very shortly.
So they're going to be getting the white flag around. Kind of is Paul Wolf doesn't have a right rear flat too, did he?
I didn't notice it, but JP's a little bit off. Yeah, look at the right. Yep, you called it from the beginning, Pam. The right rear is exploding off of JP's. He's got to make another full lap as Cody.
No, actually, I'm sorry. They're getting the checkers right now. It was my mistake. Checker flag is out.
Sorry.
Josh with our live scoring over here, he informed me that it was the checkered flag coming out because he heard me say it was the white flag. So thank you, Josh, for that information.
So there goes JP and Cody Addington. Remember, he just needs to finish this so he can head out. He'll move straight to the main event.
I mean, he's still, he's been running second place with having an issue on that right rear. Cody Addington's getting by him, as you can see. But that still puts him finishing this race.
So a battle through the Bronco boulders. One more Recaro rocks, and Paul Wolf finishes first place in his heat. Then it's Cody Addington in that second position.
Yeah, look at that right rear tire on JP Gomez's car.
But, hey, he's going to finish in that third position probably.
Yes.
Yes, he does. And that moves him into the main event. We got two more spots to go. Who's it going to be?
We got Marcos Gomez in that fourth position, and then Raul Gomez in that fifth position.
So all three Gomez's, third, fourth, and fifth, move directly into the main event. Bailey Campbell gets bumped into the LCQ.
No pressure to Darian.
Yeah, no doubt. So Bailey Campbell in that sixth position in the bubble. Oh, there's Jordan Pellegrino stuck in the Bronco boulder field.
Looks like he has a right front flat, possibly.
That car is an absolute work of art. A Triton Engineering IFS IRS with portals.
Look at that tire.
Yeah, Gomez. You called it from the second lap on. I couldn't quite tell, but by about third lap, it started coming apart, and that last lap, it disintegrated. But that just goes to show you how tough those method race wheels are, and the Nitto tires still work. Hold on.
And that's where we talk about what we were saying whenever this was going on. You might have something going. What?
Paul Wolf had a right rear flat also.
End.
Yep.
Yeah. So when he came down the gunite, it looked like he had a right rear flat. So there's a rock out there getting the rights, because we also came across Cody, who was Matty Moon's co-driver, and he was saying they had both sides
during the
right
4800 class.
Next up, off the line. Let's go ahead and go through this lineup because it's going to happen pretty soon. But what a race so far.
We just wrapped up 4,400 heat number 1. We'll be kicking off heat number 2 here in about 15 minutes or so. And it was such a great race. But the fastest of the day, Mr. Brian Crofts on the pole. And number 2?
Oh, and number 2 is the number 67 of Lauren Healy.
And then in that third position, number 135, Ian Kunches.
In fourth position, the last of the Gomez that are racing this weekend, Mr. Darian Gomez in that number 90.
And in fifth position, number 3, Wayland Campbell.
In number 6 position, the 4456 of Brett Harrell.
And then it'll be the number 5150 of Brendan Thompson.
And then the eighth position, number 5, Mr. Shannon Campbell.
Yeah, and ninth position, number 11, Kevin Stearns.
And then the 10th position, the 4401 of Kirk Jensen.
And in that 11th spot, number 4, Jaron Gunter.
All right,
so
we're going to have
lots of action today, but we have somebody that I wish was out on course, but he's not. I think you wadded your car up at this race about a month ago, Mr. Rod Prindle. How's it going, buddy?
Good.
The K-Rail jumped out at you.
The K-Rail got me, yeah.
So did you hit it or did it hit you?
It hit me.
It jumped out at him.
I mean, you picked that car up from Mike Boo a couple years ago and have been racing with us for quite a while. You make most of the NorCal stuff, and I know you'd be out there racing if you wouldn't have wadded it up. And
Absolutely.
I hate to see you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you here, don't get me wrong, but I hate to see you not in your car.
I was watching it live. Dan Wyrick was videoing it, and I was watching his live stream, and that's how I saw it happen.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did get knocked out. I broke ribs.
Oh, it did.
You
get
did.
you
Yeah, but and it was funny because I put the motor in the night before, and then 1 o'clock in the morning we were done. We loaded the car. We were coming to here to debut because I did blow the motor up at King of the Hammers.
Okay.
So we were just scrambling to get some seat time, and here we are again.
So
we're down.
Part of it.
The part of racing.
You'll be able to get that car back together,
Yeah,
though, right?
yeah. It's semi bad, but it's Keith. It's that with Get Bent Fab.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Keith's gonna fix it up for me.
Cut it apart and get it back together.
And we'll get back on and try and give Paul Wolf a show. Man.
Oh,
He's
man,
on
that guy's
fire.
on fire, isn't he?
Yeah. He
who's your favorite to win overall today?
You know, I love. I mean, this Ultra 4 family is amazing. You know,
everybody always asks me, and it always puts me on the spot. So you don't have to if you don't want to.
It's okay. I mean, I really like Raul's car's awesome. I hope I think it's his first short course race.
It's only his second race on that car.
Yeah, I hope he does well. I really want Cody to win. He deserves it.
Yep, Cody.
He's a good guy. So, and then Paul. You know, I don't know Paul, but I know he's a really great driver, and
It's
he's
pretty
been proving
impressive,
himself.
isn't it?
You should stop by his pits and introduce yourself. He's a very humble man. I mean, all of us are, but he's a very nice man. Since you're going to be racing against him, you might as well go introduce yourself.
Absolutely. All right, you guys go. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Always a pleasure. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you. Bye-bye now.
So next up off the line, we're going to be starting here very shortly. I love having guests come up here.
Absolutely.
You know, especially, I'm sure it's hard for him to be watching from the sides. I was just kind of hurt. So just awesome to have everybody come up here. But we just saw it. Was it JP?
Yeah, JP. They just changed his tire. That's in the AMSOIL hot pits right there.
I bet that tire is hot.
Oh, it's gone. You can see it. But the whole Gomez crew is down there ready, and there's Jason right there, the crew chief, making sure everything's going smooth. And they're, like I said, about 14 minutes away from kicking off. And it looks like Philip Bradford is tuned in, so thanks for checking in. And, we've been in the pits off and on all week, so we're going to be throwing out some more interviews. I think we caught up. We caught up with the Gomez brothers just a couple days ago. So
this is going to be a good one. Miles got to chat with Marco Raul.
It was an amazing experience. So thanks to Gomez brothers, and here it is. We're getting ready for the Nitto Stampede just outside of Prairie City SVRA. It's going to be a fun, fast course, and we got the Gomez brothers here. We have current King Raul Gomez and Marcos Gomez. Who's going to win this race?
First off, I didn't know you guys were coming in this morning here. I'm running around the shop, getting ready to do some work today here, and all of a sudden I see Miles and Pam in a white Mustang convertible. Who are these numbnuts running around? Lost. Oh, yeah, it's Pam and Miles. I didn't even know they were coming today. But anyways, I'm going to win for sure. Good to see you guys.
So who's going to win this one? You know what? You got to let Marcos have one once in a while.
Oh, easy there, Turbo.
I will definitely
there,
not be
easy there.
But I've
let me have one.
I've heard a little rumor that Darian's going to be a little checkers or wreckers this weekend. Is that a little truth?
We'll see. We told him maybe to back off a little bit, but he's definitely going to be coming with the heat this weekend for sure.
Yeah, but obviously you've got this trophy right behind me that your brother doesn't have. Either your brother. So
I've been hearing about this thing every week, every single week. Who's the king? It's just like, I can't find a helmet store big enough for this guy. So his head's that big.
Monday morning meetings are a little different.
Any kind of meeting. It's always like, who's king? It's like, it's all right. It's okay. I think I would have rather had someone like Slauson or freaking Miller win this thing. I got to listen to this guy freaking every freaking week. Who's king? I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, my. So it only makes it intensifies it more for me and JP to come after it. I've been trying. So this year I'm like, well, none of the brothers have won a championship, so maybe I'll try it. I actually worked on my car. Or had the guys work on my car. We talked about it, and I set it up for short course for the first time. We'll see how it does on Saturday.
It's going to be fun. And we haven't talked about JP much because he's actually out working, not like you guys. But he's got this new car that's going to be done soon, but he's got that other car dialed in, and he's going to be definitely one to be played with.
time for electric to turn into lightning. An electric truck that can haul on both ends, that can help build your house, and if need be, power that house. That feels like a bullet train and works like a freight train. The fully electric F-150 Lightning.
Welcome back. We are getting ready for the second heat of the 4400 Unlimited race. It's going to be going down soon. They are all lined up. Motors are running, warming up. Miles, that first heat race was awesome. Paul Wolf got the whole shot. He stayed out there the whole entire time.
But tires are going to be an issue, we're seeing.
Exactly. JP was hot on his tail, but he ended up having a right rear problem, but ran second the whole entire time, ended up coming in third place. But Paul Wolf just now took the win in the first heat race.
And Paul Horschel was running strong, had an issue, not sure what happened. But again, if you're here on site, Jordan Grimes, if you're on site, we have your credit card at the Ultra 4 merchandise trailer. So please go down there and check it out.
And we have some people. Let's check in with our social media here for just a minute. We have people, Patrick Peterson is saying nice work to Paul Wolf. And then we have Jack Childers Sr. He's like, great job, Miles and Pam.
He's a race King of the Hammers with us for a long time.
Yeah,
thanks for tuning in, Jack.
Scott Rain, he's checking in from Glen Helen. Stan Haynes. Hey, Stan, we miss you. We wish you were on this coast with us.
Mr. Brannick Motorsports himself.
Yeah, so lots of people checking in. And Trey Moore, you tuned in at the right time, so you're not missing anything at all. But thank you for tuning back in for after our reset for our break. We are going to do this heat race here, and then we're going to go into another track maintenance before we start our main events. We will have opening ceremonies. It's just going to be an exciting afternoon of racing.
It's going to be awesome, yep. Yeah, the mains will kick off right around 2 p.m., so we have some heat races and then a 4800 LCQ, and then we'll kick off the main event for the UTVs right around 2 p.m.
Yeah, it's the weather's beautiful. We have a little bit of a breeze, but the track crew, they are doing an amazing job of keeping the track prepped so we don't have much of a dust issue out there.
Yeah,
well, not on our
beautiful. And you can see the wind blades behind us blowing just a little bit. But again, let's give a huge shout out to Holly EFI, Laser Nut, Griffin Race Radiators, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto, King Shocks, Ultimax Belts, King of the Hammers, The Off-Road Syndicate, Mid-America Outdoors, Progressive, Four Wheel Parts, Optima Batteries, Monster Energy, Bronco, Ford, and Can-Am. So please support who supports the sport. Without all those amazing partners, we would not be racing here today for the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede here at the Prairie City SVRA just outside of Folsom, California.
Yes, and JT Taylor's over there walking the line for the lineup, making sure everybody's all good. What they do is they will go through and make sure everybody does have their safety gear on because, of course,
head, neck
safety
restraints,
is, everything
that.
buckled up.
Have to wear your gloves, window nets up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what does JT always say in our drivers' meetings? Your car doesn't matter if you're out pre-running, having fun,
your
or racing.
Your car doesn't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
exactly.
Safety first for sure here at Ultra 4 and the MAO crew.
Yeah, it's definitely, though. The weather's been beautiful. Again, we're in the shade, so I'm not going to complain about that.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful here. You still have more time if you want to come out. We still have tickets at the gate. $25 for the day. Children 12 and under are free, so come on out. Still room in the grandstands, but it's starting to fill up pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of people, the people that came in on Friday.
Yeah, brought their easy ups.
They marked their spot for sure. I was like messing with, I can't remember which team it was. I walked over, I'm like, hey, you can't do that yet. Just joking around. But yeah, you can definitely see the people that do race here all the time with the NorCal Rock Racing Series as well because they know they need to go get their spots.
Absolutely. Yeah, what a great day of racing we've had so far, and it is not over yet. Thank you again to each and every one of you for tuning in to ultra4racing.com/live. Go over to the MAO app. Go to the MAO and Ultra 4 Facebook and YouTubes and tune in. Lots of race action yet to come. We're about to kick off heat race number 2. The top 5 will advance once again, and it's another 5-lap race.
Exactly. Chad Hunt, he is checking in. He's saying the course looks great. Great job to Miles and myself and Cody Quattlebaum. Paul Wolf is crushing it.
Man, yeah, both of them race with us.
He said hopefully he can keep their tires intact, everybody, in the next race.
The Bronco Boulder field is really starting to show its
yes, it is.
its tear. It's getting tough on it.
I'm wondering where everybody's getting right. Remember at Moab a couple years ago, everybody's getting the same flat. It seems to be happening here. But as you can see, there's the map on screen. We got the start finish there. They're going to do a long sweeping right-hand turn. There is a kicker after the right-hand turn is done, right before they get to the 180 on the finger of the Kingpin 180. Then they have the rigid rhythm, and that has claimed a couple victims so far this weekend. Then they'll go into an open right into the Gomez tree jump, right into the Yukon launch. But the Yukon launch is where they are definitely going to have their speed up even more. And then they do that big sweeping left-hand turn as you can see. But yesterday that was a blue groove, and they've been keeping it very well manicured today. Down into that gunite drop, you can see it's kind of a little bit of a snake straightaway into the Bronco boulders. Right-hand turn. I'm going to start calling that the bucking Bronco section because
I like that.
You saw it bucking people, right? And then they go right into the Recaro rocks, into the hairpin, into the start finish to finish up the lap.
And that's a 1.28 mile lap, and it's we're going to get ready to do 5 laps. But while we get everything last settled out, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
4WP is more than a store. We're truck and Jeep experts and have been for over 50 years. From wheel and tire upgrades to full custom builds, 4WP has you covered. Whether you want to order the best parts online or shop in store, do the work yourself or get it done by a pro, all roads lead to 4WP. Do your rig right. Shop online or find your store at 4WP.com.
Rocks, sand, heat. Life off-road is tough. We wouldn't have it any other way. If AMSOIL products are designed for this kind of punishment, think about what they can do for your daily driver. Upgrade to AMSOIL protection today and get fast free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
Welcome back to the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California. I'm Miles Hasquist alongside Pam Hall. We are about to kick off heat number 2 for the 4,400 class. Another 5 laps. It's going to be wild.
You can hear the racers. Yeah, it's going to be definitely wild. We saw wild last time. You can hear the drivers back there all getting their motors revved up, and JT's doing their little parade lap for the starting line, and it's going to be a great race again.
And I haven't spoke about this yet, but the last time we raced here was 2019. In first place, Lauren Healy. Second place, Paul Horschel. And third place, J.P. Gomez. So we'll see how it all shakes out with Lauren Healy starting on the front line right next to pole setter Brian Crofts, who got those 7 extra points yesterday. Let's run through the field once again, Pam. We got Brian Crofts.
And then in the second position, the number 67 of Lauren Healy.
And then Ian Kunches.
And then the number 90, Darian Gomez.
Number 3, Waylon Campbell.
And the 6th position, the 44.56 of Brett Harrell.
51.50, Brendan Thompson.
And then 8th position, number 5 of Shannon Campbell.
Number 11, Kevin Stearns.
And then the 10th position, the 44.01 of Kirk Jensen.
And then coming back from the rear, number 74, Jaron Gunter. It's a side-by-side rolling start. JT Taylor will pull off that Can-Am off the front, and we will be live racing here in just a second, and it's a drag race. Brian Croft versus Lauren Healy, and Lauren Healy gets the hole shot.
Yes, he did.
Puts that Ford Performance all on the line, and that Ford Bronco, and out front, that is a single-seat Paul Horschel-built machine, and Lauren Healy with the early lead. But Brian Cross right there. There's Darian Gomez in third position. Darian, I kind of heard he's going to do checkers or records at this race. He wants a win bad. That young man is.
Well, he was doing great out here a couple weeks ago.
Yep. At the NorCal race.
A month ago, yeah. He was running. He ended up getting a flat tire, but he was running like second place, I believe.
And look at the suspension coming through the rigid rhythm section. And look at Healy launching, now hitting the Yukon launch. They are absolutely sailing through here. Lots of fun, lots of high-flying action. Do not go
Somebody's
anywhere.
Got a little bit of smoke going on right there. But Bronco.
Well, he's in
Lauren
a Bronco.
Healy, I know that's why I said that. So Lauren Healy, he's out front. He has no dust whatsoever to have to worry about. So that's definitely going to be an advantage to him for sure.
And let's talk about Ford Performance. Lauren Healy's running a Ford Performance engine and a Ford body, so he can get $1,000 for each. So if he wins this race today, he'll take $2,000 home for Ford contingency.
And this is right up his alley. He loves this kind of racing.
He loves the short course. He's a drifting connoisseur. He loves the rocks. This track is built for Lauren
Part
Healy.
of that Fun Havers with Mr. Vaughn Gittin Jr. And Vaughn was our 2021 national champion.
Yep, Fun Haver off-road team. And so
Darian's in second position right now.
Where's Brian Crofts? He's dropped off. There's Brett Harrell, Brendan Thompson.
There's Wayland Campbell.
Shannon Campbell. So Brian Cross is pulled off. Not sure what happened, but Brian Cross is off the racetrack. Brendan Thompson swings a little bit wide, but through finishing lap number 1 is Lauren Healy, Darian Gomez, Brett Harrell, Wayland Campbell, Shannon Campbell, Brendan Thompson, Kevin Stearns, Jaron Gunter, and like I said, Brian Crofts has pulled off the racetrack.
That's so unfortunate.
And then Kirk Jensen coming up from the back in that ORI machine. But Lauren Healy starting to come away with a commanding lead through the rigid rhythm session.
Did you happen to look at his lap time?
I did not.
A 125.299.
I believe that's the fastest lap of the day thus far, right? And he's got open air. Lauren Healy is on a mission.
I'm pretty sure that is definitely the fastest lap. Not 100%, but he's definitely pulling away. Like is saying he doesn't have any dust to reckon with or anything. So right now it's his race to lose, as you always say, Miles.
Yeah, we'll see how it all unfolds. But Darian Gomez in that second position. But remember, this is a heat race. Don't lay it all on the line here because you have to win your main event. All this does is set you up for the main event.
Exactly. But
and
you
look
do
at
want
Brett
to start
Harrell taking the inside, getting around Wayland Campbell.
But you do want to make sure you are in the top 5 to advance on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the top 5 will advance. And right now, that's Lauren Healy, Darian Gomez, Brett Harrell, Wayland Campbell, and Shannon Campbell. So right now, Brendan Thompson is on the bubble.
Well, that Bronco Boulder section is definitely getting worn down just a tick, but not that much.
Ian Kunchez, Kevin Stearns, Wayland Campbell, Brett Harrell, Brendan Thompson, Jaron Gunter coming through the Bronco Boulders with Kevin Stearns right behind him. So red flag is out. Not sure what's going, but full course.
Full course red flag. Looks like something's going on over in the King 180. So we're red flag. We'll get whatever going on situated and all worked out.
So full course is cold right now. Not sure exactly what's going on. Oh, so there is a tumble back in the Kingpin 180. Waiting for some confirmation. So Shannon Campbell takes a tumble, waiting for some confirmation, making sure he is okay. We'll get that to you as soon as we can. But tough break for 3-time King Off-Road Hall of Famer Shannon Campbell.
I'm wondering who that would be over there. Who do we not have, Miles?
I just said Shannon Campbell.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, all good.
Hey, you know what I'm learning?
Is to
how
tune
to
me
tune out. I said that earlier, actually, because I did not hear you call Joe Thompson Jomez.
The Jomez, yeah.
And I said, well, see what I'm learning? I'm learning how to tune things out. But, we have so much stuff in our ears that it's like at some point you tune something out.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, Shannon was all out trying to do all he could to keep up with all those guys.
Yeah, so tough break for Shannon Campbell. So we're getting everything situated, making sure everybody is okay.
Oh, look at.
Confirmation through the PCI Race Radio. Shannon Campbell is okay. So everything is okay. Shannon Campbell is okay. The car is still upside down, so he'll take. Hopefully, the car's still okay, and he can go.
Well, they
to
just
the LCQ.
spun it around because they're going to winch it up and flip him back over.
But tough luck for Shannon Campbell, a fan favorite for sure. But again, Shannon Campbell upside down, but driver Shannon Campbell is okay. Great
you
shot
can see
from
he's
our
actually
aerial
standing
drone.
right there
okay,
next
that's
to the gentleman with the hat.
Okay, yep, there he is.
Yeah,
so he's out of the
there.
car, helmet's off, but just tough break. Again,
well, hopefully there's not too much damage. Maybe he just, what does he always blame on his driving? He can't see.
Yeah, can't see. Yep. But he'll get as long as everything's okay, he'll get that car back together. They got a great crew there.
He's a good sport, but yeah, no, it's always funny that I can't see. Like, he needs to get some glasses on underneath that. Do they make prescription visors?
That's not a bad idea.
I know, right?
So if you're just tuning in, Shannon Campbell took a pretty good tumble. He is okay, but we do have a cold course as of right now. This is the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA just outside of Folsom, California. But our leader up front right now is Lauren Healy, and then in second place is Darian Gomez. Then Brett Harrell, Waylon Campbell, Brendan Thompson, Jaron Gunter, Kirk Jensen, and Ian Kunches.
And you can see
we saw Brian Cross pulled off.
They're actually towing him off right now, so what a better way to utilize a little bit of time is to go ahead and clear the rest of the course.
He was in that solid second position for a while. Not sure what happened, but Brian Cross out. We saw Campbell upside down. So it's been a great race so far, but Shannon Campbell just took that little tumble. He is okay. We'll get everything reset. So looks like they're getting all lined out.
We'll get lined up, and we've only got one lap under our belt right now. So
yeah, they just finished lap one. So yeah, lots of action out here for the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA just outside of Folsom, California. We're right in the middle of heat number 2 for the 4,400 Unlimited cars.
Our last heat race of the day.
The last heat race of the day, absolutely. We'll have We'll have another LCQ for the 4,800 and an LCQ for the 4,400, and then we'll start kicking into the main events.
Yeah, you can see right there they have him rubber side down now. It doesn't look like from this angle there's much damage to his car, but if it goes back over and he starts back up, he can get back in line.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that works with a red flag, but he'll probably head back to the
Yeah, you want to make sure
and
it's good and go to the LCQ. But unfortunately with Brian, Brian was just now towed off race course, but
he was running that second position too.
Something, and he's our pole setter. But if something ends up happening, he can't get back on course. He still gets the race because he's in the UTVs today.
Oh, yep, for sure. Yep. The top 5 out of this race do advance. So right now it's Lauren Healy, Darian Gomez, Ian Kunches, Brett Harrell, and Waylon Campbell. So lots of racing yet to come today, so make sure you don't miss a thing. So while we're waiting for everybody to re-rack, we want to again thank Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster Energy, Optima Batteries, 4-Wheel Parts, Progressive, Mid-America Outdoors, The Off-Road Syndicate, Holly EFI, Lasernut, Griffin Radiators, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto, King Shocks, Ultimax Belts, King of the Hammers, Amsoil, Method Race Wheels, Axial RC Cars, 360 Wraps, Spider Tracks, Recaro Seats, Baja Jerky, Raceline Wheels, PCI Race Radios, ARB, Rigid, Brannick, Tread Lightly, Action Sports Canopy, Off the Grid Clothing, MBRP, Yukon, HCR, Warren, Factor 55. So please support who supports the sport. Without all those amazing partners, we would not be racing here today.
Yeah, it's a great great to have all those people backing this racing association. It's a lot of fun. A lot of the racers run a lot of their products, and it's great to have the support. So definitely support them if you can. Or if you want a trail rig, you can just go and purchase.
I was just going to say, if you have a tow rig, a race car, a
mall
UTV,
crawler.
a mall crawler. I mean, anything. Use these companies that help us out because they help us. We want to help them back.
Exactly. I know we have a lot of products of a lot of those people on our vehicles that we run at home ourselves.
Absolutely.
So.
And again, thank you to Cody Wagner and Laser Nut for providing the trophies for us all season long. We'll be giving those away after the main events later on today. And don't forget, if you win one of those trophies today, you can order a replica and give away to one of your sponsors or one of your teammates or whatnot, or your co-driver. It's really cool what Laser Nut, what they are doing with their program.
Exactly. They're all getting ready here in just a moment to get restarted.
So we should be taking back off very shortly. These cars are the Swiss Army knife of off-road. They race King of the Hammers, Crandon, MAO, Sturgis, California, Tennessee, Kentucky. Huge rocks, mountains, short course jumps, trees, mud, dust, desert whoops. These cars can do it all and do it all well. They're kind of the do-it-all car. It's amazing. Obviously the T1 trucks through the desert are something to watch.
Right.
And then like a moon buggy like Jesse Haynes through the rocks is really cool to see. But these cars can do it both. It's incredible what they can do.
That's what's really cool about it. And, when we were at the shop tour the other day, Raul had a bumper that comes off that they fabricated up. My brain's not working right now. What are those called?
Sway bar. There
Thank you. My brain was not wanting to work. But he had
it doesn't work very often, does it?
Yeah. It had some sway bars added to it for this race because you definitely don't want that top-heavy filling. And here we are, back green.
Lauren Healy out front. They are single file, dead start. Lauren Healy, Darian Gomez, Ian Kunches, Brett Harrell, Waylon Campbell, Brendan Thompson, Jaron Gunter, Kevin Stearns, Kirk Jensen, all out there trying to battle it out. And Darian Gomez is right on Lauren Healy's tail. So we'll see how that shakes out as they come through the Kingpin 180 and then hit the rigid rhythm section.
Yeah, he is on his heels for sure.
Lauren Healy's still out front, but Darian, that young man, is on a mission trying to chase down one of his heroes, Lauren Healy.
Lauren knows that he's back there nipping at his heels for sure.
But that Ford Bronco is still out front. That Paul Horschel machine, but that UFO Joe Thompson built machine is sitting in that second spot with Darian Gomez. And look at that as they come down the gunite section. Darian, I thought he was going to dive the inside. He did a little bit.
Jump on there. He jumped at the bottom.
And speaking about jumping, look at that was Waylon Campbell getting around Brett Harrell.
They're fighting for those top 5 positions for sure.
The top 5 will advance. As you can see, our leader ticker board on our top left. Great to see that on there. As they head through the Bronco boulders. There's Lauren Healy and his Bronco making it through. Darian Gomez still hot on his heels.
So Darian, he had an issue with the rocks when he was out here for the race a month ago. So that he's just trying to not have any flat tires going into the rock sections.
So Jaron Gunter has moved into that 5th position. That's a great job by him. So right now it's Lauren Healy, Darian Gomez, Waylon Campbell, Brett Harrell, and Jaron Gunter
Look at
in
the
the
fight
top
for
5.
3, 4, and 5 right now.
And 6, 7, 8 is right there too.
It's anybody's race, that's for sure.
Yeah, this will be a race to the finish. But remember, to finish first, you must finish. And Jaron Gunter gets off in the slough and gets passed by Brendan Thompson. So there's the fight for the transition between. And Jaron clipped the tire, went on its side. That was an amazing lucky save, but Jaron Gunter is still moving. So he went from 5th to 7th. I don't know how he saved that. That was amazing.
Either. Experience, I guess.
I think that was a little bit of luck on his side for sure.
Wow,
wow. Jaron Gunter putting on a show right in front of the spectators. I'm glad he's okay, but that was close to being a bad deal.
And that was Darian Gomez that just went off the Yukon launch.
As our leader, Lauren Healy, 2-time king.
We know he's not afraid to jump down boulders. We saw his qualifying run at King of the Hammers, and that was probably the most viewed replay video that has been out there by
during
anybody.
Qualifying, yep. Yeah, Lauren Healy's never scared to send it as he goes through the Bronco boulders.
As long as there's not mud.
Yeah, he doesn't like the mud.
Like
He'll come and watch Vaughn play in the mud, but he didn't want to partake.
He was like
Darian
crew chief
Gomez.
there. It was different seeing him like playing crew chief and not in a race car.
It was cool. I mean, Lauren Healy's probably got the biggest smile in our sport, and it really showed. He was able to talk to a lot of people there in Kentucky, so it was great to see. But Lauren Healy still out front with Darian Gomez not letting him get out of his sight.
No, definitely
there's Brendan Thompson, Brett Harrell, Kevin Stearns is in the mix now. So white flag is out for Lauren Healy. And right behind him, Darian Gomez. Waylon Campbell has moved into third and fourth position, goes to Brendan Thompson, and then Brett Harrell. So it's Brett Harrell moving up right now, we'll see, but Kevin Stearns is hot on his heel, and then Jaron Gunther still moving strong.
And Brendan Thompson, we had him up here talking just a little bit ago.
So Brendan Thompson and Brett Harrell are really battling it out right now.
It's all going to come down to this last lap.
Rigid rhythm section, Lauren Healy and Darian Gomez, those are the two out front, and they're starting to pull away with a little bit of a lead. And look at Lauren.
How far is that jump?
Over 100 feet. That is absolutely amazing. Up the Yukon launch. This is a great little view.
At this point, you know where you're at. He has an amazing lead right now. Darian is nipping at his heels, yes, but he has the lead between him and third place. So right now, it's like you push as hard as you can, but not too hard, because at least you are guaranteed to move on into that main.
And don't forget, all these drivers have to have a spotter in the stand, so they're saying, hey, push here, you're going good, but slow down in these sections. So it's great to see all them still running strong. But Lauren Healy out front, heading through the Bronco boulders for the last time of his heat race. This is Lauren Healy's race to lose, but it's looking good for him and that Ford Bronco. Single seat IFS Paul Horschel built machine.
And they'll all go, after this heat race, go check their cars over, make sure everything's tight still, and make sure the tires are good.
Chill till 5:30 tonight.
Exactly. They'll get to watch a lot of racing between now and then. Hopefully nobody has to work on their cars too much. I mean, as we saw Brian Cross more than likely will be.
So the checkered flag is out for Lauren Healy. 1, Darian Gomez 2.
Darian really picked it up that last lap. He picked up 3 seconds from the lap before.
Look at this, Pam. This is going to be a race to the finish. Brendan Thompson, Kevin Stearns. This is the transition. So Waylon Campbell gets third.
Yep.
Who's going to get fourth and fifth to transition straight to the main?
I don't know. There's 3 of them battling
they
for
are
it right
battling,
now.
And it's going to be all the way. Look at him inside, outside, but it looks like Brendan Thompson may get bumped out. So it goes Kevin Stearns and Brett Harrell. So Brendan Thompson will have to move on to the LCQ.
Something started going on with Brett Harrell because he slowed up quite a bit or didn't really slow up, but he was really trying to tough it out on that part.
So moving straight to the main event this evening, it's Lauren Healy in that first position. Second place goes to Darian Gomez. Third, Waylon Campbell. Fourth, Kevin Stearns. And making it into the main is Brett Harrell.
Look.
Oh, and this is Ian Kunches took a pretty bad barrel roll, but I'm really glad to see them crawling out of the car.
Miles, look down at the finish line. I'm not sure which car it is, but
that's Jaron Gunter, I believe.
Not sitting quite
with
right.
Left rear, something happened there.
Not sure if the drone can spin around and show us what's going on, but he is not sitting right for sure.
There's Kirk Jensen in that ORI machine. He'll be heading into the LCQ.
I wonder if he had like
Last
a shock
chance
mount
qualifier.
brake.
Something's going on.
Number 74, they're saying Jaron Gunter.
What a great race we've had so far. It's been an amazing day, but moving straight to the main event, Lauren Healy, Darian Gomez, Waylon Campbell, Kevin Stearns, and Brett Harrell. So going into the last chance qualifier will be Brendan Thompson, Jaron Gunter, Kirk Jensen, Ian Kunches, Shannon Campbell, and Brian Crofts.
What a race.
So what a great race we had. I mean, you talk about some race action. We had a couple tumbles. We had a lot of passing. Lauren Healy gets the whole shot and went out front for the entire deal. What a great race.
Yeah, and we see Jaron Gunter sitting back there, not quite sitting right, so he's going to have a little bit of work to do on his car as well.
Yeah, he's got a left rear flat, it looks like, but he'll get back to the pits and we'll see how it all shakes out. But it's looking good out there, but we're going to do a little track maintenance. We're going to take a little bit of lunch break, so we'll kind of do a little bit of things. So we'll be right back after this.
Rocks, sand, heat. Life off-road is tough. We wouldn't have it any other way. If AMSOIL products are designed for this kind of punishment, think about what they can do for your daily driver. Upgrade to AMSOIL protection today and get fast free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
Well, thank you to all of our amazing partners out there. It's been a great day. We've been running our heat races all morning long. So we're going to do a little track maintenance. So we'll shut down for about an hour. But be sure to tune back in at 1:30. We'll have the 4,800 last chance qualifier, and then we're going to move right into the main events. And it's going to be a great day, a great afternoon of racing. So again, we're going to sign out for about an hour, 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. Come on back and tune in with us. So if you're on Facebook, we're going to shut it down. We'll come back in about an hour. So we'll see you guys just after a little bit.